as we invoke the thought-provoking discussion, tackle the tough questions, challenge assumption, and give a voice to the unheard. This is the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Welcome on board the Morning Express.
Good morning.
You are listening to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Good morning.
It's the second day in the month of January 2026. Let me say to you a happy new year to you. Happy new month. Yes, month of January, and a happy new year to you. We definitely pray that this new year will bring more blessings, more wins, and we'll move forward. And it's such a reminder, like so many persons have had their, New Year resolutions. Just to remind us that, yes, just start now. Take that action. Take that step to make sure that you achieve at the end of the year, 2026, you are able to point to at least one or two things you have been able to achieve in 2026. You're welcome to the Morning Express, still ongoing on Mainland 98.3 FM, known as the Sound of Lagos. My name is 𝐴ᴇᴜ ⴛ This is where we make sure your morning is a very interesting one, and we keep you updated abreast of happenings, what's going on in our dailies. And not just that, we also make sure to bridge it with analysis and perspective. But let me let you know, it's a honor to let you know that there is a shake-up. A couple of changes in our Morning Express, especially for Friday edition, right? And mostly our Fridays and Saturdays will be indigenous programs, and so that will be starting today. And a lot of changes. Don't worry. Subsequently, you get used to the changes we have been able to bring on board. But I want to assure you that it is a very, very interesting one. Great content we have lined up for you to enjoy on our weekends. Yes, starting today. Right. So we'll be having an indigenous programs starting today. Like we have a newspaper review, trends in the papers in English. You'll be having that as well in Yoruba language later this morning. Still part of the Morning Express, but just relax. We'll take you through how the programs are then lined up for you. You're welcome aboard once again. Trends in the papers, the Friday edition on Mainland 98.3 FM. So we can make it all encompassing. So while you're enjoying the English version, you also enjoy the indigenous language version, right, in Yoruba. You can join us live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM to enjoy an audiovisual experience, as we always, make sure we provide several avenues wherever, regardless of where you are, to make sure you join the conversation. So the handle is Mainland 98.3 FM on Facebook and YouTube. You can also download the Radio Garden app, either on Play Store or Apple Store, and then you search for Mainland 98.3 FM and you get to listen and join the conversation. And another change and shake up is our analyst for Friday. Yes, I know that we'll always have side forward. I'm going to miss you. It's okay. But definitely another capable hand will be doing the analysis and giving perspective to this issue this morning in person of Matthew Okodua. Good morning, Matthew.
Well, good morning to you, Lady Mo.
Good morning. Welcome to Trends in the Papers.
Good morning.
Thank you. Hope you had a restful night.
Oh, thank God, yes. Thank God.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, I did. I tried my best, but we'll always make sure that we prepare for the next day, making sure that every of our listeners enjoy every bit of what we have in store for them. So, but I tried my best. You're welcome, and Happy New Year to you.
It's actually a culture of the profession.
Right.
So that's nothing you can do. You have to be prepared for other people to be well briefed during the day.
Right. You're welcome on board, Matthew Okodua. All right, let's kickstart. Let's start from the update Of the very unfortunate incident, accident that happened on Monday, involving the renowned heavyweight boxer, that's Anthony Joshua, near Shagamu, right, where we had his SUV colliding with a stationary truck. But we're getting from the Guardian newspaper, Matthew, this morning, that we've not actually seen or heard the last of it, of the auto crash, that the Anthony Joshua's auto crash after the world filtered in from Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, that his driver, that's Kayode Adeniyi, might appear in court today. That's according to an officer from Ogun State Police Command who actually pleaded anonymity, revealing that he's currently being interrogated at the Alewe police station. That is in a stable condition and was able to provide them with his version of events that led up to the crash, and that they are expecting a charging decision within the next 48 hours, but the bank holiday may delay the proceedings. But that the fact that it is possible, it could be in court on Friday, but it depends on how quickly the process moves, and it will be for reckless driving. They are charging him 2-count charge, right, with reckless driving and manslaughter. After Anthony Joshua narrowly escaped and survived a fatal car accident in Ogun State, Nigeria. When this happened, a lot of persons, a couple of persons also blamed the driver, right? A lot of blames were flying here and there, but some persons blamed the driver. And now we're getting an update from our dailies this morning that likely is going to be facing a 2-count charge of reckless driving and manslaughter.
Well, it is very, very unfortunate that this kind of thing happened to Anthony Joshua, who's supposed to be a very good sports ambassador for the country. And his two good friends who are part of it, the personal build-up died in the process. But when you are saying you are going to prosecute the driver, I really don't know what you want to do with that, because it's called an accident. An accident is something you don't prepare for, you don't plan.
But there could be self-inflicted ones, the one you are not careful driving.
Yes, but it's called an accident. Right. So that means those who are prosecuting him now, we are not there when it happens. The eyewitnesses that we have read about, that have spoken, they don't say was in the corridor, was on the high speed. And the police were not there. So it's between them and the police people. But the unfortunate thing actually is how much of that will tell you that lorry is not well parked. Let's look at the lorry that was parked. Was it well parked? Was it well parked off the road? Was it on the high speed again? No, when it got to the said I was going on the high speed, who is coming to contradict me before? So all this are two purposes. It's not the problem that happens. So what we put at the and to keep it at the top, we need to say, okay, how do we prevent this kind of thing? At the point it happens, when we see the visitor that came, everybody was shouting, what the problem in the future? You look at the very type of leader that are bad. It should have happened in a good country.
Matthew, can you hear me? I think the line is breaking. Your words are breaking. I don't know if it's from here or from there. Can you help me move a bit from?
Let me see. Let me change.
It's better now.
Is it better now?
Yes, it's clearer now.
Okay. Now, what I was saying is, when you want to prosecute that driver now, you do his word and your word, because nobody could come and testify whether the driver was on high speed or not. Because all those people there that we have read their statement and the rest of them did not say whether it was high speed or not speed. What I was happening was that, look at it this way: if there are cameras around there on the highways, to detect this thing, you find out that yes, whether it was high speed or not. But something like that to say. Then at the point it happened, we didn't have any ambulance standing by. No. All we just had are people put in the temple or in the bus, going to Lagos and the rest of them. I mean, it exposed our unpreparedness.
But during investigation, the impact of the crash could tell or could give hint of if it was a case of excessive speed or whatever it is. Because, I mean, we saw the impact of the crash on the SUV.
Do you drive?
Yes, I do.
Look at any impact at even 50 kilometers an hour, at 50 kilometers an hour. Any impact will be severe. Any impact will be severe. So that impact may not be enough to say he was on the high speed. I'm not so certain, but then that impact may not be enough to say he's on the high speed. But what I'm saying in effect is that we should have been prepared for such things, especially in this youth time. Because we know that this youth time, people can drink, people can, excessive in some of the things they do, and they will prepare for it. So, I don't know, neither here or there.
Well, quite unfortunate, really. You ask anyone to talk about that, quite unfortunate. Well, let's see how it goes. Investigation's still going on, and let's see what comes out of the prosecution. Still trends in the papers on Mainland 98.3 FM. Quickly, let's move to the Punch newspaper. This political back and forth, right, with politicians, having face-off and feud. In an interview that Fayose granted, he had challenged the governor of Oyo State, that's Jᴏɪṛ L쏘ᴅyí, to give account of how he had spent 50 billion naira that was released to him by the federal government, right? That was in response to the explosion that happened in Bodija. Bodija explosion, right, in January 16, 2024. And so the governor had written to the president, for intervention. That's on January 19, after the explosion 2024, requesting for federal financial support to manage the disaster. And in the letter, the governor, outlined immediate actions taken by the state government, including, search and rescue operations, deployment of earth-moving equipment, hospitalization of injured victims with medical bills. He also identified areas requiring federal assistance, like the debris clearance, the integrity test, and demolition of unsafe buildings, compensations for affected property owners, the reconstruction of the old Bodija and adjoining areas, the expansion of, emergency response infrastructure, amongst others. And so, to address these needs, the Oyo State government actually estimated the costs of intervention at 100 billion naira, right? And requested the president's approval for that amount. But the president, however, approved 50 billion naira. That's half of the requested barons after the Bodija explosion. And the state government, after the accusation, while Fayose had called out, Jᴏɪṛ L쏘ᴅyí about the intervention fund of 50 billion naira to give account of how it has been spent, the Oyo State government had come out to now explain while Governor Jᴏɪṛ L쏘ᴅyí did not publicly announce the receipt of the 30 billion naira. That was the first payment that was released to the Oyo State government, right, saying that the remaining 20 billion naira is still with the federal government. The agencies, with so many reasons that they've not released the remaining 20 billion naira to the Oyo State government, but they have been able to get 30 billion naira from the 50 billion naira the federal government had approved to give to them, right, for support. And so, from the reports from the Punch saying that the receipt that the governor did not publicly announce the receipt of the 30 billion naira intervention fund from the federal government, after the explosion, and they are stating that the special intervention fund are subject to the budgeting process and that they do not require public announcement upon receipt, Right, according to the statement by the Commissioner for Information, that's Prince Dotun Oyelade. The government is also disclosing that the 30 billion naira released by the federal government in November 2024 remains untouched in a dedicated bank account, as it is still awaiting the release of the outstanding 20 billion naira balance from the 50 billion naira approved by the for the reconstruction of the old Bodija and its environs. Like that's after, the wake of the call outs from Fire Sheet. I don't know your reaction, because you mentioned that you got the fund in November, almost a year after the explosion. And according to the commissioner, they are saying that they have even gone ahead to, from the pockets of the government, the Oyo State government, gone ahead to spend a couple of money to, for compensation, and also to, yes. So, but people are saying you kept 30 billion naira from November till date. Where there's no bank charges, there's no interest, and nothing. How well do you want us to believe you about this, Matthew?
Well, let's look at it this way.
Okay.
It's another unfortunate thing that everything we do now is politicized. Highly politicized. The release of the promise of the 50 billion and the release of 30 billion, we look at it as very suspicious. Why was the 20 billion not released at the same time? Your state government will look at it that this is a trap. It's very possible that 20 billion will never show up. So, as a result, let us keep this 30. If you look at it this way, they have kept it in the bank accounts with First Bank, that is their infrastructure support account, number 204199879 First Bank of Nigeria. So, these are the things we will talk about. That people suffered after the explosion, almost a year after that promise was made, and you are refusing only 10 assets. Why was the 50 not? How was the 50 not complete before you did that? So the person that was just might have suspected from wrong intention, and they said, and now it has come that somebody was not even in government is not which is that the network of troublemakers, when we are watching the movement of that money, so as it is happen all over. We are talking about not now. There was another state in the country that had like 450 billion. And this emergency event, that is not the promise of that thing. That was the one. It has to go through all the people. So why what is so important? What is the difference between 150 billion and 2 billion now? Because so the fact is that people suffered, and the people are being abandoned. The state government has to pay 4.something billion in that matter. So they are paying money. So let us know why the 30 billion
was not released together with the 30 billion naira.
With the 30 billion.
Initially.
Maybe for 2 months or 3 months after the 30 billion, we say, okay, they were released in tranches. But we are talking, as of today, we are talking about 2 years after. That 30 billion, where is the 20 billion? When it was appropriated? When was it appropriated? When was the 30 released? Why was the 20 still kept there by now? Let us hear. You don't just accuse the Oyo State government of that without addressing the issue of the shortfall.
Well, that's in the Punch newspaper this morning, in case you want to get more details to that very story. But so many questions have been raised, really, about this very... well, it's not surprising, especially when we talk about some huge amount of money in the political space and questionable way of how it has been handled, how it has been, earmarked and disbursed. A lot of questions. So it's really not surprising. Really not surprising. Away from the Punch newspaper, let's quickly talk about what's happening in the Southeast, Matthew. The Nigerian military had said that the security conditions in the Southeast have now improved significantly after, intensified troop operations and the imprisonment of the separatist leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also Simon Ekpa in Finland, right? According to Major General Michael Onoja, stating that crimes and other criminal activities have reduced across the region over the past year as a result of, sustained military pressure in the southeastern states and recent court rulings against the group's leadership. And according to him, saying that the jailing of Simon Ekpa by the government of the Republic of Finland and the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja, have dealt a major blow to the operational strength of the group, weakening its ability to coordinate and execute attack. And he added that, these developments have substantially degraded the group's capabilities, noting that the extremists had previously relied on attacking, lightly manned checkpoints and security, outposts. And he explained that such attacks often resulted in the killing of security personnel, with weapons seized, later used to carry out further terror activities in the region. But he's saying recently, due to, their imprisonment, that relative peace is in the southeast. Matthew.
Well, the military might be correct, because when you have organizations like the ESN and the IPOD, the leaders of those organizations are most likely going to be the decision makers, what and what not to do.
Determinants of what happens.
Yes. And they have the money, they have the funds to pay services, to pay for equipment, pay for weapons and the rest of them. And you cannot be sure that even if they have accounts, they have to donate money, they will be the only signatory to that account. So once the money is no more flowing, arms are not replenished, the fighters are not paid, they are likely not to. And in addition to that, we have seen that the federal government has good people in fighting insecurity in Nigeria the past 2-3 years now. And that will also apply, because they're no longer, the federal government is not fighting only the terrorists in the north, the whole of the north. They're also fighting terrorists and insurgents and bandits across the nation. So that will affect the fight. But one thing we just have to find out, like, some of these things are just temporary measures at the law of temporary. We have to have it like that for a very long time. Because if the underlying things are not reason, all surgeons are not at this is just the temporary measures. That means they keep our military persistently at a light and doing some fighting. Whereas if the underlying things, underlying reasons are put into yes, like a drop in fighting, that we drop because of what I've just said, because probably the establishments are no more funded because nobody to fund them. But then, the fighters, what are they doing now? Are they giving up? Are they giving up arms? Or they're just waiting for another leadership to come? That direction. So that once and for all, we solve this problem. The military have done their job, but let the politicians do their job. Number one, let them move politics from it.
No politicize security.
Nigerian politics is twisted. Things are not done like this. We are just seeing now that the insurgency in the north, northwest, northeast are funded by individuals. So, and these individuals are likely, it's like just telling, giving a dog a bad name to hang. That, ESN, IPOD. No. The reasons have to be addressed. We find that people literally go into this offensive against Nigeria for unpatriotic reasons. Very unpatriotic reasons. And until you start dealing with these people individually, you may not find solution to it. So let us not hide away because fighting has reduced. No. But let's see from here, we can improve rather than sometime later we say, the insecurity the security has elapsed into insecurity. No. But let us work hard and ensure that the security situation in every part of Nigeria.
Matthew Okodowa giving perspective and analyzing these issues. Join us on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Quickly, back to the point, and the FCC, that's Bauchi State Governor, and the FCT Minister, right, yesterday, locked in war of words over the allegations of terrorism financing leveled against the Bauchi governor. During a television program, an interview, the Bauchi State Governor, that's Bala Mohammed, had alleged a political witch hunt by the president, adding that the FCT Minister Wike was behind the terrorism financing charges that was filed against the Commissioner of Bauchi State for Finance, Yakubu Adamu, in which his name as well, that's the governor's name, also featured. And the EFCC had on Wednesday, arraigned the Finance Commissioner and 3 others for alleged terrorism financing to the tune of $9.7 million, with Governor Mohammed's name also appearing in the charges. And so Mohammed had linked the charges to an earlier threat that Wike had given to him, saying that he will put fire in Bauchi State, that he was using the federal agencies, and alleging that he was using the terrorism finance allegation as unreasonable, saying that Wike was behind the case because he had earlier threatened him that he's going to put fire into his state, the administration is going to torture him and all of that. Even Bui, because he has been wooed to come and join the APC, but Wike is not, accepting that, or he doesn't want that to happen, and so it's a political witch hunt, blah, blah, blah. What's your take on this, please?
Again, I want to say that it's not a good thing that what's happening like this. Traditionally, or normally, or as it is, that's a thing that says a clear conscience fears no false accusation. But in Nigeria, when you have all this problem of backstabbing, betrayal, and coercion into joining one politics, anything can happen. I think that is why Bala is crying out. Because when you are accused by the state that has conquered all institutions, conquered the cops, conquered the law enforcement agencies, conquered everybody, and handed everybody into becoming member of the ruling party, you have to be afraid. That no more, you don't expect justice. It's like you are guilty as charged. That is why Bala Mohammed is saying that. Otherwise, he's saying that he was clear that it's not financing terrorism. Then so let us meet in court. But the question here is, which court are you going to? Everybody is, as far as these issues of use of state is concerned in Nigeria, nobody can go to courts, with certainty that it was going to come out, because
you win the case. Who caught the shots?
Yes, then two. This is one man against the council now. When you are against everybody, who frustrates you that you are the one that is wrong. We need to take clear of issues that don't concern him. If it is true that he said you're going to put fire in Bauchi, the accusation would be right. That because he's close to government, and it's like how do I call him now? It's the man, the man behind the mask in everything the government is doing right now. And I think you should be very careful, because when you have power, is intoxicates. But like drink itself, like the same, how do you call it? Like the same wine itself, it can equivocate. Power lures you and it crashes you. This is to understand that philosophy. That power lures you and crashes you. When everybody is wicked, whoever knows him now should ask him to slow down. Just be quiet, face your job, and leave all these things aside. It could be, and again, this story itself gives you an inkling into why so many governors, so many senators, or so many politicians are getting into the ruling party. It's not by ideology. It's not by they are not willing. It's by fear, not by intimidation. You know, they are being intimidated. You know, so that a Bauchi governor that refused to succumb to the intimidation, you know, will be maligned, will be, how do I put it now, will be accused falsely. You know? So, what do you think will a normal person have when he's falsely accused? Just like fighting a qualified situation. But already, there's nothing he's going to say. So it's coming out now. So those who have been accused, let them go and let us see what will come out there. At the end of the day, let's see that the FCC itself is supposed to be independent. Let them say, okay, we have tried these people, they're not guilty.
All right. Thank you very much. Because of our time, just to quickly read out the other headlines we have in our papers. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio had mentioned that he's going to direct his lawyers to withdraw all the ongoing defamation lawsuits against the several individuals, saying that he was moved by counsel during a New Year mass, right? Saying that he's going to be withdrawing all defamation suits after the sermon of a priest. And also quickly, part of what we have on the front pages of our papers, we have banks' bad loan spike after CBN withdraws forbearance. That's in the Punch newspaper. And also, that's on page 19. Also, on Wike Bauchi, Governor lock horns over terrorism in financing claims. That's on page 10 in the Punch newspaper. Bandits launch New Year Eve attacks in Plateau, Ondo, Kwara. That's on page 28. And also on Bodija, on the 30 billion naira federal government fund still untouched. Page 10 captures that very story. And that's a big story. Page 4 and 5 captures that. Police suspend tinted glasses enforcement after court order. Page 7 has that. 8 people die in Lagos-Ibadan Expressway auto crash. Very unfortunate one on page 8 in the Guardian newspaper. Also, National Assembly to release certified tax bills amid the Gazette discrepancy claims. You are waiting for that. Page 6 captures that in the Guardian newspaper. Thank you very much, Matthew Okoduwa, for your time and analysis this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, to be back for Mail and Focus just shortly. Stay with us.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Imagine trying to write your dissertation on the rise of AI using a typewriter just because you love the clicking sound it makes. So why are you still holding on to that old computer when you could upgrade to something newer and better? It's time for a change. And the HP EliteBook 840 Windows 11 G11 Notebook PC is that change. The HP EliteBook 840 comes pre-installed with Windows 11 and features an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor for refined performance. Its optional 14 inches touchscreen, HP fast charge, and long-lasting battery will take your experience to a whole new level. So, are you still thinking of sticking with that old, slow device? Get the HP